So I've always been intrigued by Al Jadaf. Al Jadaf's position isn't the prominent, dominant first of thought when you think about real estate investment, but maybe that's the reason why you should be just as intrigued by it as I am. The location of Al Jadaf is perfect in my view of understanding how people operate in the city. You want to be close to downtown, you want to be close to Business Bay, you want to be close to DIFC, you want to be close to the beach, you also want to be close to the water, you want to be able to get out of your building and walk along a promenade, and you also don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. Now, Al Jadaf is that location. It offers you a variety of those things in no particular order. So let me show you why I'm excited about the investment prospectus for Al Jadaf. So this location here is called Culture Village, if you do research, also known as Al Jadaf. So Al Jadaf is home to the Palazzo Versace. It's also home to the D1 Tower. And those are expensive pieces of real estate. There is existing projects in Al Jadaf already, but these are old concepts. There are a bunch of hotels. I've got clients who, when they book a hotel, they tell me, oh, I booked in Marriott in Al Jadaf, or Element, or, there's many hotels that people seem to find on bookings.com, and this is where they live. Connectivity to downtown is super good, and to Business Bay. And the reason I mention that is because this massive structure that you see being built right here is the new DIWA headquarters. And it's going to be a workplace for over 5,000 people. That's incredible. So I live in Creek Harbor, just across the water, and when I walk on this promenade here, I see just this mammoth building being built, and with the solar panels on the roof. I think that's really interesting. Al Jadaf is also the beneficiary of metro station. So the metro station, Al Jadaf metro station, already ends here. Now there's a big push and big shout and a big emphasis on the future metro station, and that's why you need to buy out in the Dubai Silicon Oasis and Studio City and next to Arabian Ranches. But the metro line already operates until here, and they're actually going to extend this metro line because it ends, there's two, it ends here at Creek Metro, and they're going to extend this over the water to continue through Dubai Creek Harbor. Anyway, so if we look at Al Jadaf and its vicinity to downtown, there is two roads that you use to go to downtown. So Al Jadaf is situated right here. If you can follow the cursor, let's actually put a destination in. Al Jadaf, Dubai. Okay, then we ask it for directions to Burj Khalifa, to the Burj Khalifa. Now consider it being 2:30 in the afternoon. It says it'll take us around 15 to 16 minutes to get to the Burj Khalifa. Let's look at Business Bay, Bay Square. Alright, how long does it take us to get to Bay Square? It gives you a long route and a short route, 17 minutes. And as you can see, traffic, it's just Dubai, is horrendous in and around the Business Bay. There's a lot of people who work there. And now it's after prayer time and lunchtime, and it just seems like people don't work in Dubai, man. They're always on the road. These roads are so busy. But I'm not doing this video to complain. I'm very happy about that being the fact. Okay, so the Al Jadaf Culture Village is also home to Art Bay, and that is the project that Ellington launched. So they launched two buildings, and these are only like 8-floor buildings, and they had a limited studios, 1 beds, 2 beds. It wasn't really a massive building, and that was a complete sellout. Just 2 days ago, there was one cancellation that came and disappeared after 2 hours. The project that I do have access to, where studios are 495 square foot, and the price is just under $1 million, is Volna by Casco. So Casco has a really good reputation in the city. They're not a major developer, but they've got really good quality buildings, and they've been here for extremely long time. The benefit is that this building is already 12% completed. So it's not like they're waiting for you to pay them to give them money. to be able to start this project. So now that we've seen what Al Jadaf is, where it is, its vicinity to the landmarks that most people need to get to, and also understanding the metro station and the DEWA headquarters, which is really important. I also looked at statistics via DXP Interact. You've got full access to this, so these figures can't be manipulated. It can be more refined if you wanted to, but over a 3-year period, because real estate in Dubai needs to be looked at over a longer period of time because of the number of units coming to market. Now, that's one thing that I didn't mention about Al Jadaf, is that its number of units coming to market is significantly lower than any other prominent dominant locations in the same price range. So in the same price range, we're looking at JVC, JVT, Production City, Studio City, Sports City. This is significantly better located than everything that I just mentioned, and also better, equally as well priced, right? So when I look at the statistics over here, I see that volume has continued to revolve in this location after the last 3 years, because what you don't want to see is in a location after 3 years, really depending on what type of caliber property this is, because if you go ultra high net worth property, luxury properties, then you'll see a slower pace, sometimes downward, a downward spiral in transaction volumes. But here transaction volumes picked up, and yes, it is because of new inventory being released into this location, but again, a significantly lower supply into this area than any other location of its size and caliber and price range. Then I also see the price per square foot and the average prices have appreciated over a 3-year period. Just to give you an overview of how these things change when you change the criteria. So we see average prices over a 12-month period. So pardon the interruption. The video will continue in just a second. It is my obligation to make sure that you don't make mistakes when it comes to your first, second, or third, or fifth investment here in Dubai. Don't get swooped up by all the noise. Make sure you make a right decision that's going to carry forward your family's legacy. Don't lose the money that you worked so hard for. There's a link in the description of this video where I'm going to help you make the right decision. Okay, back to the video. Has reduced because there's not enough property that is in this location to transact. Like it's not a lot. Over 3 years, we just saw, let me just do this. Over 3 years, it took 3 years for Al Jadaf to see 4,000 transactions. Like that is probably the transaction count for JVC in a day. Not really, but you know what I'm getting to. So there's 1,875 transactions in a 12-month period. The average price per square foot is on an increase. The median price they record is 7% lower than what it was year to date or 12 months ago. But then I also want to look at the sales volume annually. So we can see in Al Jadaf not much happening since 2014. In 2017, a slight spike came, and then it dropped back down to the averages. And then for the most obvious reasons, the trough of the bottom of the market in 2020, it goes up to around almost 800 transactions per year. And then it hits around 1,062 transactions in 2022, just 20 transactions higher than 2022 and 2023. Then it spiked up because this is where a couple of launches happened, and where Ellington sold and a couple of other buildings also sold. And now we're in February 2025, so we would probably see that pick up and exceed the 1,900 sales that was recorded in 2024. If we look at the annual price per square foot trend here, we'll see it trended at 1,490 since 2014. Then it dropped down. Then the area became a lot more affordable. People started selling off for obvious reasons. And because it's such a small area, it took a longer time than if you had to compare this statistic with other most prominent dominant locations where there are more supply and ready to be sold properties, you'll see that spike quicker, spikes up a lot quicker, and then the average price per square foot creeps up back to 1,400, which was the average for around 4 or 5 years prior to that. And then it hit sort of the top of 1,400, and then it came down to 1,600. So this isn't the ultimate guide to inevitable success for real estate investment. Price per square foot is not the only variable that you need to take into consideration, because the price per square foot here also takes into consideration properties that aren't on the waterfront, properties that are a lot older, because Al Jadaf is an old location, properties that are a lot older than the ones that are being launched now with no amenities, right? So you can't compare the ancient Rome with Rome today. If that makes any sense, I don't know why I just used Rome as an example. But be that as it may, let me show you the fact sheet for the investment that I am recommending to you. A brief description of the property. There's going to be 3 basement levels, ground floor and 8th floor, plus a rooftop. That 8 floors include the rooftop. There's only 65 apartments, so it's not a huge development. And handover is Q2 2026, a 40-60 payment plan. So it's a 20% down payment. And after the 20% down payment, there's a big gap between payments. Your next payment will then be in July 2025. So you'll pay 40% up until Jan 2026, right? So for 2025, it's only 30% plus the 4% DLD. Then on completion, April, May, June of 2026, because it's only 65 units, not a really big development, which is really beneficial because you don't have that many neighbors, bigger sizes, etc. You can finance that outstanding 60% of the principal value. So the studios here, they do show us the bigger sizes. I know that the size for studios starts at 490 square foot, which is also bigger than the average studio that is being launched at similar prices, 965,000 starting, and 1 bedrooms are 1.5 million, 30,000, and that starts at 820 square foot. So if you can just imagine the offerings that are in the market by other developers who have a full-on canal view or full-on canal access that is this close to downtown, that is this close to DIFC, the connectivity is really great to Burj Khalifa, as you just saw, 15 minutes in peak traffic. You'll pay a hell of a lot more than what you are paying for this product. So that's one of the biggest drivers behind, or the motivation, let's say, behind me introducing this product to you. They do have an escrow account, so that's also set up. I mean, whenever you're investing in real estate, then you always need to pay those payments into the developer's escrow account. That just keeps you safe. That's it for now. You are so welcome. I'm your real estate mate, because everybody needs a mate in real estate. I'll see you on the next video.